Hello everybody! It is I, your favorite VTuber Android Airhead. This is back to more Ace Attorney 3, Trials Tribulations, Case 3, recipe for bleh. Anyway, I am an Airhead, your favorite VTuber Android, and let's keep going with this. I don't know why I did the outro a little bit there. Anyway, January 1st, January 8th, but anyway. So we're finally gonna see the Tigre on the stand. You've almost got this case won now, Nick. I wish I could agree. Alright. Huh? When I cross-examined Mr. Armstrong just now, he said he was just doing what the Tigre told him to do. But Godot picked up on it, remember? See, if this was Edgeworth, he would have, like, specifically known what the guy was and told the witness not to say anything. Because he's, kind of snake-like in the first game. Anyway. He pointed out that without proof, we don't know if what he testified is the truth. Hey, that kind of rhymes. You mean, he's a poet and he didn't even mean to rhyme those words? You mean, you think Mr. Armstrong was lying? I don't know. But if that's the line the prosecution takes, we could be in trouble. What's that one Justin Timberlake song that came a meme where it's like this is bad, real bad. If I got a feeling, and if this is what I think it is, then it's bad, real bad, or something like that. I get the feeling that we don't have the case-making evidence we're going to need. Hey, pal! Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe! Donkey! What are you so jumpy about, Detective? Your hair's standing on end. Hey, that's the pot calling the kettle black, Little Miss Topknot. It's not a top knot! Never mind about the hair. Just calm down, alright? I can't stand still when I don't have a job to do. I get kinda wound up. Ah! No kidding. Me? I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Tropic Thunder is such a good movie. I need to watch that again at some point. What? Hey Firewall, welcome to the stream. How you doing? No kidding. You gotta have something you need me to do, pal. Anything. Well, hey, I'm gonna take a jog back down to the precinct. I could get some prints analyzed for you if you got an hour. An hour? The trial will have reconvened by then. But Nick, we still don't have a really decisive piece of evidence, right? True. Without some kind of trump card to pull out of the bag, we're really stuck. You said you could get some fingerprint analysis done in an hour? How have you been, Arrow? Just fine, Firewall. How you doing? You bet. In that case, would you mind checking the prints on this for me? You know, it's funny, I remember that we had a thing we needed prints checked on. I don't remember what we needed prints checked on. I think it was this. If you're going back to the station anyway, could you find out whose prints are on this? Oh, hey, that's a small bottle I gave back to you this morning, right? Yeah, I think it's time we solve the last mystery of who the prints on it belong to. Why did they blackface Robert Downey Jr. in Tropical Thunder? Honestly, that is a really good question. I don't know what the reasoning on that was. I think they just thought it would be like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if there was an actor who was like so convinced in his roles that he made his skin black so that he could appear more realistic? It's funny, like halfway through, I didn't even realize that was like Robert Downey Jr. I don't know who I thought it was, but I was like, oh yeah, it's, you know, he's funny. He looks familiar a little bit. Then it was like, oh, that's Robert Downey Jr., but in blackface. And I was just like, oh my god, it is! Which is also why there's that one meme of like, if Iron Man was black, who should play Iron Man? And someone just responds like, Robert Downey Jr., and they show a picture of him from Tropical Thunder. I'd actually love to know the reasoning on that. I think that's like... It's really funny that not only did he do that, but he then went on to star in like a major franchise even after Disney took over. And it's like, You know, normally that would get most people canceled nowadays. Sure thing, pal. Actually, that's what's been gnawing at me too. Small bottle given to Detective Gumshoe. I think somebody just wanted to see Robert Downey Jr. as a black man and his agent went deal. I just imagine Robert Downey Jr. being like, so, you're telling me for this movie, I have to wear blackface for my character. And they're like, yeah, Robert, that's the bit. And he's like, okay. Yeah, I'll do it. He needed very little convincing. There's also the whole story of Robert Downey Jr. and how, he had a Burger King burger that he normally would have loved, but he realized that drugs were ruining him when he couldn't like it. To the point where he pushed his car full of drugs off a cliff and decided to go clean. I guess that's an inspiring story. Granted, I'm not a drug addict, hopefully never will be, but you know what? It's inspiring to know that he was able to kick it and make himself into a really well-known actor. Okay, I'll get this off to the lab right away. Just make sure you don't lose the case before I get back. I would then proceed to lose the case roughly 5 times before he returned. This is pretty much the final showdown, I guess. It's time to separate the phonies from the real guys. Yeah. Was that gonna be like a better joke in Japanese or something like that? That feels like yeah, Maya, that is what we're doing. Was it supposed to be clever? January 8th, 1:56 p.m. District Court, Court number 4. I'm a dude, Robert Downey. Playing a dude, Tony Stark. Disguised as another dude, Doctor Doom. Yeah, I mentioned this on the Fortnite stream yesterday, because, you know, they've got the whole Doctor Doom season going. It's really, really weird that that's the decision they went with. Like, oh yeah, we need Robert Downey Jr. back in the MCU. What are we gonna do? Doctor Doom. Not, let's resurrect Iron Man. Not, let's make another alternate version of Tony Stark. It's Robert Downey Jr. Sure. Hey, Saber! Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Nice to see you here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an absolute star in chat. Yeah. Court will now reconvene, Mr. Godot. Court will now reconvene. Mr. Godot, did you find this Furio Tigre? I even tamed him for you. It was a 3-cup job. No problem. I made that sound a little lewder than I thought it would. Yeah, I tamed that tiger just for you. Tamed him? The guy's name may be Furio Tigre, but come on. It's time to... Alright, I'm not saying that on stream, but that is very funny. I just imagine Maya saying that and Nick being like, Maya, what the fuck? This is a night, you could potentially call it a stay night. Yeah, it's a stay night indeed. He's pretty lively. Oh, he's pretty lively. Be careful. He still bites. Very well. Please show Mr. Tigre to the stand. Dude is straight up red. A witness, please state your name. That's Saber from Fate, apparently. Welcome to the stream, Alpha. How you doing? Rah! Don't hide under the table, Maya. Unless there's room down there for me too. For me down there too. What's you saying to me? Nothing. I didn't say nothing. Honest. Who could have guessed that fear would induce a bad Brooklyn accent in the judge? Brooklyn. What if Saber was in heaven and she felt something the other heavens feel? Technically, yeah, but that's also not what that means. No, I'm the guy from Fortnite. Dude, if there was a Saber skin in Fortnite, that would be an instant buy for me. Don't make them do that. Never let them do that, because that would take my money, but like... that would be a fantastic... yeah, that would be fantastic. Anyway, imagine his blood pressure. You know, that's a good point. How high would this guy's blood pressure be to the point where it turns his skin completely red like a cartoon character? I got business to take care of, you hear me? So who the hell called me into this hole? Was it you, Spiky? No, of course not. It was the judge. Is this the first time we've ever seen the judge's chair? Because I don't think we've ever seen that before. Did they make that one? Did they make the entire design for his chair just for this one background thing in which he, like, evaporates to hide from Tiger Man? That's funny. Your Honor? Oh dear, I seem to have dropped my pen. Where on earth is it? Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as normal. I have the Fortnite CEO eating British food locked away in a room somewhere. If they stop for 1 nanosecond, 1 billion Gilgameshes jump his ass. It isn't happening. On the other hand, I would actually very much like a skin for Saber in Fortnite. Honestly, that's one of the few things that would outright get me to buy a skin, is like that, Master Chief is already in, Snake's already in, maybe Revengeance Raiden, but like, I don't know. Again, I will say, I give Fortnite props for having the absolute balls to go with Metal Gear Solid 2 Raiden and not, Rising Raiden. I find that funny, that they actually managed to do that. Don't mind me, just carry on with the proceedings as normal. Oh, that's it, we're doomed. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said, who the hell was it that called me in here? There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. It isn't happening. Oh wait. Imagine they had that judgeless background from the very first game, now they've had a reason to use it. Honestly, there's a decent chance of that. If they had to, like, make the sprites move and whatnot, they probably just had, like, a background, and they were, I bet even they were like, oh, that's the design for his chair. Huh. I haven't seen Gilgamesh approach you in Fortnite. Oh, I would die. Yeah, I know, that would kill me. Nah, I'd win. Well, it might be a little bit of trouble if you can use both Aya and Gate of Babylon. But would you lose? Nah, I'd win. There's no need to shout. We can all hear you. What do you say? There's no point in struggling. You're caught in a snare. The relentless snare of the law. Like, it wouldn't make for the background and the sprite to be just one frame. That is true, yeah. That makes a lot of sense when you're putting it like that. I almost wonder if they did that bit solely so they could show the background. Like, imagine the background guy is like, you know, I made a nice, detailed chair for the judge, and they never show it. We're doing this. Speaking of crazy cameos, Soul Calibur. That is true. Soul Calibur has had a lot of weird cameos over the years. Like, didn't they have Yoda at one point? The only reason I play Fortnite if they had Alpha from Punishing Gray Raven, which they won't. I've heard of Punishing Gray Raven, never really played it myself. Sounds cool though, I like the name. And I'm the one that hauled you in. Alpha's what Aquan HSR is based off of. Oh, really? That's cool. Grrr. Go! Too cool. Don't let him get the better of you, Nick. Let's start with the basics. You know about the incident in question, correct? Incident? I don't know nothing about no stinking incident, mask boy. You mean you didn't attend the previous trial of Maggie Bird? Maggie, you? I got more important things to do than watch courtroom dramas. Of course. Well, perhaps you could give us your testimony then. I only have one thing that happens in PGR. Does a gray raven get punished? Soul Calibur add link to be Vader, Yoda, Spawn, and Ezio. Really? Oh yeah, Ezio was in there. And wait, was Noctis in there or was that Tekken? I could have sworn Noctis from Final Fantasy 15 was in like some game. Yeah, I know Yoda was in there and Link. Spawn and Ezio though. That's interesting. Yes, characters, and that's not even all of them. Yeah, Soul Calibur has a lot of really weird crossover stuff, but I mean, hey, you know, it's basically the same demographic. I can see it working. Kind of makes, well, I mean, not makes sense, but like, imagine pitching this to your boss, like, okay, so we got Soul Calibur 5. Who do you want as a guest character? Now, one guy in the back is like, we could do, we could do Yoda? And they were like, first of all, promoted. Secondly, Anyway, please tell us about what you did on the day of the murder. Phoenix Wright. Yes? You was the one who set this up, didn't you? You was gonna regret the day you ruffled the tiger's fur. You hear what I'm saying? Gulp. Did I just say gulp? Soul Calibur had Heihachi, not sure of Final Fantasy. I might be thinking of Tekken then, never mind. Maybe I should have brought a diaper with me today. Get a grip, Nick! Tiger's alibi. Alright. I don't know nothing about no Moida. I was tied up with business in December last year. Spent all of my time in my office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from Tender Lender every single day. You just want to check my alibi? Just ask Violetta. Did you just red-face Phoenix? You're right, you know, this guy is definitely racist. Oh, at last I found my pen. Very well then, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination... Arrgh! What is it? Please, witness, if you could refrain from shouting out like that. They put a Yakuza character in Ace Attorney. Pretty sure someone somewhere created a PGR damage to Alpha and she survives. Huh. Yeah, that would be Acheron-like at that point. I know the kind of games that guy in the blue plays. Like Ace Attorney? That lowlife ain't no lawyer. He just punches away at stupid details till he wins. You know, he has a point. I hate to say it, that is my strategy. Lowlife? Me? Listen up, smarty. Every time you ask me something that doesn't relate to this case, I'm gonna bill you $50,000. And you was gonna borrow the cash from me? No, Tiger roars to Ocelot's meows from Snake Eater. Do Ocelot's meow from Snake... I forgot about the fucking meow. Oh my god. There were so many things from Snake Eater that I've just kind of forgotten about, but once I see it, when it's like redone, I'm gonna be good. Alpha's smarter and stronger than Acheron, because Alpha has an IQ over 3. Damn. Harsh words, harsh words. He was gonna borrow the cash from me. That's one loan contract I refuse to sign. I don't think it ain't gonna hurt when you tangle with the tiger. Gulp. I love a good spectator sport. Just a minute, that's really not... This witness is... how can I put it? A hungry tiger roaming the urban jungle. Get on his bad side and he'll bite everyone's heads off. Yours too. Very well. You know, Ocelot's meow on the soundboard. I do need to add Ocelot's meow on the soundboard. And maybe like the whole like, you're pretty good sort of thing. I need to have soundboard stuff for like what I do when I fail. It's like, pretty good. You was better be listening. I said I got business to take care of. Big business. If I don't split now, I ain't gonna catch my bus. Which he needs because his scooter is fucked. Okay, Acheron fans right to actually scale horse to be forgiven from scaling. I mean... I'm not gonna get into power scaling. Let's not get into this. The court will impose a penalty for any irrelevant pressing of witness testimony. Why? Why are we listening to him? Keep that in mind as you begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You can do it, Nick. Come out from under there already, would you, Maya? Okay, so... penalty for that. Oh, I have 1 health left. I know nothing about no Moida. Huh. And all of his time in his office. Know that she can beat Goku, and that's basically all you need to know. I mean, yeah, Goku is let's just put Goku at the top. Let's just let him be there. What are you babbling about? It's power scaling. Let's not get into this. All my time in my office. I got whales lined up to borrow cash from Ten to Linda every single day. Uh-huh. Ask Violetta. But... where was that thing that showed that he, Payment was due last year. Found in tender lender. Goku wins. Basically, yeah. Let's see. Alright. I really do think Gumshoe's lunchbox is gonna somehow come in handy here. Which, again, I would eat most of this. Tiger. Shit. What can I... if badgering him is gonna be a problem... Are you sure about that? We're talking about 1 month ago, you know. You see these teeth? That's how sharp my secretary is. Don qua? Sharp? Is he talking about Viola Cadaverini? She writes everything in my scheduler. Semba, mainly in the office. That's what it says. You have to keep in mind that Ace Attorney is a very small developing team. They didn't even hire a VA for the voice lines. It was just Shu Takumi and his crew shouting the voice lines. That's actually kind of amazing. That's incredible. Didn't we establish at some point that the whatchamacallit, the voice actor for Phoenix in English was like just some guy they had at the studio and he was like, "Objection! Take that!" Stuff like that. I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. Like, especially with like old game stuff where they had to like dub it with whoever they just had nearby and it just happened to work. December, mainly in the office. That's what it says, so that's where I was. That seems like a rather, sketchy schedule. Grrr. Meow. There he goes again. What the Tiger did all December isn't the issue. What's important is what he was doing on the day of the murder, so now what? Harder! Mr. Tigre, what do yous want? If you wouldn't mind going into a bit more detail. Objection. This is a dead-end tried, and you know it. Remember the rules. No! It's essential that we establish the witness's alibi accurately. I agree. Wouldn't be surprised if one of the background artists was like, "Hey, Shu, I made the judgeless background. Can we put it in the game?" And he went, "Sure." You know, that's a good point. I could see that happening. The victim was killed on December 3rd. Were you in the office that day, too? Maybe yous ain't listening. Course I was. I never set foot outside. I had meetings all day with a bunch of cats wanted to do business with me. And I never seen the young kid before. I do believe the witness's last statement was important. Mr. Godot, if you could please... Mr. Tigre, the court asks you to add that last statement to your testimony. Let an animal beat you? Be a man, Your Honor, and ask him yourself. I was in the office too. I never saw that kid before. Well... let's see. Not that. Come on, there has to be something that shows that he did know the guy. Is Tigre so red because his gold chain is blocking his circulation? Oh, that's gotta be it. Yeah, he's... the reason he's so angry is probably just because he feels like he's about to die all the time. Actually, before I do this, I should probably just save. Don't have to, like, redo the last roughly half hour of game. Alright, I know I have something that shows that he did know the guy. Fuck! Load. It's made by Glen Elg. It's weird that he would have it. If, you know... Fuck! Okay, Fuck! I thought the whole... Alright, so let me explain that one. I thought the whole gotcha would be like, how would he know who the guy was if he's never seen him? You didn't know Mr. Glen Elg? Really? I don't mess with the guppies when they have bigger fish to fry. What do you say, boss? Who? Me? I was about to hit you with a fat $200,000. Well, I was thinking about purchasing a nice car from Europe. You seriously considering this? Wow, the Tigre's a really good salesman, huh? Yeah, and if I want to sell this case, I need to copy him. How about you hit him with a fat piece of evidence, boss? Boss, get down! That's an enemy gunship. I wish it was that easy. The Phoenix voice should be a little higher than what I keep doing it. The office, never saw that kid before. How can I prove him wrong? Ah! Mr. Tigre. Please, my father was Mr. Tigre. Call me Mr. Tigre. You claim you didn't know Mr. Glen Elg, but it appears that Mr. Elg knew you. What? Mr. Elg left this little note in his calendar. Meet with the Tigre. And the date? Albert Einstein, December 3rd. December 3rd? That's the day of the murder. I wonder when Phoenix fumbles the answer, does he ever think to himself, man, I really thought I got them this time. He thinks that right as he rewinds time to the point where he could, like, still answer the question. So, Mr. Tigre, I submit that you did indeed know one Mr. Glen Elg. Because on the very day of the incident, you met with him. Not bad. It was actually not bad. I was contempting the court. Sorry? I was just messing with you. See how good yous were. Did you hear that, Nick? He said you're not bad. That's one compliment I can do without. Oh, plus, he's lying through his teeth. Witness, please remember that you're under oath. Lies will not be tolerated. Yeah, in most courts, he would be, like, out by now. Yous call me a liar? Is that what you was doing? Ruh-roh. Raggy, where are my resticles? I fucking love that video. Alright. So, you're saying that you claim to have never seen that kid before is the truth? Wonder when Phoenix... Oh yeah. It's honestly amazing how so many Phoenix victories were earned because his bluff game is immaculate. His bluff game is immaculate, and he can summon the ghost of his dead boss, who is much better than him at being a lawyer. He honestly, mostly luck that gets him, but generally speaking, he is a good lawyer, I think. Shout now, think later. Phoenix, Nick, right. Exactly. Actually, if you go back and, like, you ever read, like, any Agatha Christie books? Because a lot of the books with Hercule Poirot, who is, like, supposedly the greatest detective of all time, in the books, he will basically just accuse everyone until he finds the right person. That's the strategy. I'm not gonna blame them for anything like that, because when you get down to it, that's the game, and they're winning. I'm dead. I said I'm dead serious. You'd better believe that's the truth. Then I'd say that gives me time to enjoy another cup of pure black magic. Right down my throat. That is, while you testify for the court again, Mr. Tigre. Oh, yes, would you mind indulging the court, witness? He never actually met the victim. He never actually met the victim? That's gotta be a lie right there. It's time I nailed this guy. I've always wanted to do my clone. I'm sorry, Raggy. Cock's gun. This tax evasion scheme needs to stop.
A body has been discovered!
I rob you, Raggy. I ain't no liar. I never met Glen Elk. There was some lame guy with that name, though. Wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, tender lender. I waited around for him, but he ain't ever showed. I ain't never been in that Tribulations joint, you's here? Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. I see. That all seems perfectly logical. He would arrange to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up. I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments when you're dead. Yeah. Godot, what? Hold on. Godot. What does that add to the... Godot thinks he's in one of those, like, 80s cop shows where it's like, yeah. Looks like he failed to show up on account of the fact that he was shot in the face. I robbed you, Raggy. Like, I hate you, Scoob. My god, what is today? What is even happening? Very well, you may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill's going straight to you, right? No, it's going straight to you. Left. The victim, Glen Elk. I get the feeling... Fuck! I skipped past it. Need to fast forward back to where it is. Okay. Just to make absolutely sure. Presente. Okay. Mr. Tigre, is there something you'd like to tell the court about these matches? Matches? What's he was talking about? Funny thing is, there is a character in Ace Attorney 4 who I've seen a little bit of, and that guy talks almost exactly like Tigre does, so I'm gonna have to change up the accent a little bit when we finally get there. We found them lying in your office at Tender Lender. They're from that restaurant. What? Huh? If you've really never been to Tribulations before, what was a book of the restaurant's matches doing on your desk? When has anything Godot said ever added to the conversation? He just has the confidence and the charm to back up his empty statements. That's a very good point. I don't know, that just caught me off guard with like, well, yeah. Of course it would be hard to make appointments if you died. That's kind of... You can't do a lot of things if you're dead. It's just, I don't know. He definitely does have the charm, though. He can be like, you know, Trite, the sky is blue. And Phoenix would be like, yeah. You just been snooping around in my stuff now too, wise guy? What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me. Order! Order! Well, witness. I think it's time you started telling us the truth, don't you? I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Forgive me. I ain't no pussycat. I didn't go back on what I said. But, okay. I was at the joint that day. I did kill the... I did not kill the... What? Well, listen good, alright? I might have been there, but I still never met that kid. Well, well. No, 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 no. Looks like an order just came in for another testimony. I'm this close to proving it was him. He did meet Glenn Elg that day. And he did put poison in his coffee. He must have. At Tribulations. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. I thought Wid was kid for a minute. Never mind. When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office. There's a very famous line in Ace 24 that was truly ahead of its time, as it predicted a future meme. Wait, which one? I only ever did the first case of, Ace 24. Because I had it on, like, DS or whatever, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna play this, and I never actually finished it. And mind you, yes, that does mean I apparently skipped from over the third one, which I do. I normally do not recommend skipping games at all. So, that's kind of an L for me that I, did that, but, like, either way. I see. You didn't actually meet with him in the end, then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Hold it. If I wait around here for any longer, I ain't ever gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions. Huh. No problem. You know what else is stiff as concrete? My dick. Anytime Tri presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty. Mr. Godot, that's my job! I'll tell you the line you want to experience for yourself. You know what, I'll wait for the first trial. We're probably not that far from that point anyway. And then you can be like, Arrowhead, remember when I told you about this like 4 months ago? And I'll be like, what? Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it. Yes, sir. Special Express ain't cheap, right? Just so as you know, since you was paying. Oh man. Does the rule of the law mean anything around here? At Tribulations. I was supposed to... Okay, yeah, supposed to. Open the door, I saw one ugly scene. Laid out of the table, stiff as concrete. Why would he care if the place was hot? I was on my way out, and I went straight back to the office. Do I have anything that proves the time? Let's see. It's gotta have something that makes sense for... Alright, between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. My Tigre and Christ, I'm so deep in debt I'm paying to go to work. I have to go to work to pay off my car, which I need to go to work, which I need to pay off my car, which I need to pay off my car, which I need to go to work, which I need to pay off my car. Okay. If I had to say... place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. Here's a question. Why does he care if the place is hot or not? But I get the feeling that's not what they want me to ask. Oh wait, no, I need to press it. So you didn't actually set foot inside the restaurant then? The Tiger's a busy cat. I don't hang around for no one. I ain't got time to be caught up in no murder investigation. No murder investigation. So when exactly did you pick up the matches? There were matches just inside the front door. Our detective friend wound up in trouble with the chef for taking 5 books home. Oh, poor Gumshoe. Almost enough to make a man cry. Oh, so I can press him on anything. Okay. You mean you saw Glenn Elk's dead body? I guess I did. But I only saw him from behind. He was wearing some raggy bit of cloth you called a hat. And what time was this? I don't know. Huh? You know what winds me up more than anything else in the world? Watches. Oh, winds you up? Round watches. I ain't gonna pollute my paws with some ticking henpecker. I have never heard anyone call anything a henpecker before. But sure. That's a new insult. Out of interest, Mr. Tigre, what winds you up the second most? Paying taxes! Huh? What do you think? Square watches! What about the third? Brain aneurysms. Is this guy for real? Look, all I need to know was that something bad was going down in that place. Huh. An ugly scene? What do you mean? The witness has already told us, Trite, which makes that question irrelevant. But... maybe a little bit of a random question, but as an artist, who do you get over those... how do you get over those my art sucks thoughts you always give at the beginning? For me, it's just a matter of, like... even if my thing that I'm gonna make kind of sucks to me, it's gonna be some kind of practice. So I usually try to, like, at least make one focal point of improvement that I haven't done right previously. And even if, you know, I fail on that, it's still something else. I think at the end of the day, as long as you can identify what specifically you don't like about what you made, you're moving forward. So there's that. I'd say mostly just, like, try new stuff, and in that case, even if it sucks, it's like, okay, well, this is the first time I tried it. I can improve on it next time and see what I did right. I limit myself to 17 cups of coffee during a trial. That's the rule. You better limit the number of times you take a penalty, Trite. Or your guts will look like the inside of a chimney. Ashen. Don't make me burn you again, Mr. Wright. I guess I shouldn't have pressed him on that. Guess I'm gonna make that special express after all. Ugly scene he saw, da-da-da-da-da. I'm guessing I'm out alone, so that would technically be an irrelevant question. You went straight back? Did a bout of guilt suddenly hit you for what you did? That's kind of a leading question. What are you trying to say? Trying to tell me you ain't never been guilty of nothing? Nothing... legally? We all have our crosses to bear. We all have our phoenix to rights. We all have to swallow the dark secrets we hide. Like this. Forum's not exactly the place to talk about dark secrets, is it? I'd say that's the best place to talk about dark secrets. I mean, not yours, but... You've done it again, Mr. Wright. No, 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 no! Fuck! I have to reload the thing. Never thought anything positive about my art, and I understand the person most judgmental of art is yourself, but still. Yeah, I guess it comes down to just trying to find something in it. Especially, like, I realize it must be harder if you're trying to draw things that, like, let's say, like, fan art of a character, where you know what that character should look like, but it doesn't look like that in your drawing, so you kind of get, like, a little, oh no, what about, you know, the art style and all that. I get that too. But, like, I don't know. I think for the most part, well, impending trial court in today's month's date, I don't know. Man, I fucked up. I done diddly fucked up. Okay, so the only thing I have impressed him on was the first question. Dare I do it? So the meeting wasn't due to take place at Tenderlander at all then. The kid was making a fuss about coming into the office. It's always that way when I want to talk about repayments. Even though I got the best punching bag you ever seen if there are any issues. Maybe it's because of the punching bag that people are scared to come? So that's why you decided to meet at Tribulations. Fuck. Okay. So if that's the case... If it wasn't hot already, it was going to be. Just somehow stifled your quantum leaping, a true time lord. Hoping every leap is the one that gets me to the end of this trial. Alright, let's see. Do I have anything that shows that, Well, Nick, what do you think? He's running out of ways to avoid the truth. I need to press him fast before he has time to think things through. Gotta come right back at him with a contradiction. Be careful what you press him on, though, or you'll get penalized, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, the lawyer has run out of health, and therefore his client is guilty. What am I doing for this one? Laid out of a table, stiff as concrete. Is there a picture of the crime scene? Would it be possible to see him from the door? No, actually, wait, I'm onto something. There we are! Okay. You're something of a loan-collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre? No one escapes the Tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie-detecting pro. After I rewind time multiple times a day. And no one escapes the Phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight. What's this, try it? A new line of irrelevant questioning? These are the floor plans of the These are the floor plans of the These are the floor plans of These are the floor plans of the crime scene. Why did you yell that? Shut up. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre. Mr. Wright, as punishment for disrupting the natural flow of time, that being any save stating and reloads, I sentence you to 10,000 years of CBT. Oh. And he doesn't know what CBT is. Wait, am I back? Are we back? I seem to be dropping frames. I won't let this end. Okay. I think the broadcast is fine again. Okay. I just imagine Phoenix doesn't know what CBT is, and it becomes a thing of like, oh, well, CBT, what does that mean? And... fuck, I don't even know what joke I'm going with. My internet's fucking up. Are we back? I think we're back. Alright. From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this. And it would be Edgeworth wearing the high heels. Right, I don't want to do this any more than you do. But the law's the law. I just imagine Edgeworth already has a pair of heels that he's just not using, and it's like, well, not important, right? Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat. Isn't that what I just said? It's all the back of the kid's head. Unfortunately for you, that's not possible. If the court would think back, you'll remember the in-between that between each of the tables, there's a tall partition. Look, I complain about my art problems a lot. No, that's fine. I mean, I think every artist goes through struggles like that, to the point where they gotta, like, really question and think about it. I'm like that too, for the most part, so, you know, I get it. Well, why? That's true. Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. To everyone except Arrowhead. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. So, from the entrance of Tribulations, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day because you met with him. Wrong. Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table. But the defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glen Elg, but a fake. What? In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim just as he had just killed and acted out a charade. You're way better than me. I mean, I've never seen your art, so I wouldn't know. Wait, did you ever... I could have sworn at some point you were going to send me images of your art on Twitter or something like that, and then I just... Well, regardless, the point is, I got to where I am now by a lot of... Well, not really a lot, but I'd say just, you know, practice. I think at the end of the day, as long as you try different things to find your style and find what techniques work for you, that is the biggest key as an artist, is figuring out how to learn. But, like, how you learn, you know? That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious question being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated the victim? You say the killer murdered Glen Elg, and then impersonated this victim in a performance for Victor Kudo. In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of this criminal to the court. Obviously, the killer is Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it. I did say that besides against it. Ah, okay. I mean, yeah, it takes courage to show other people your art. That's kind of what it comes down to. What? Well, witness? Meow, meow, meow. Now that's cute. You think you can pin this on the Tigre? Maybe you just don't understand. Tiger's the king of the jungle. So I dares you to say it again. Come on, you got the guts? You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigre. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell them go ahead and tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright! Mr. Wright, stop kidding around. Mr. Wright? Mr. Wright! My name is Skylar Wright, yo. Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. Who's got guts? I'll give you that. Mr. Wright, don't leave me to handle this alone. Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Godot! Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't just see the victim. Oh, no, no, no. The servant girl brought him a Java Cheeto, but she put something in it. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there. Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? Doesn't matter. My husband is Walter Wright, yo. He's a famous lawyer, yo. The fact remains, he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Yes, it was the waitress who poisoned the coffee. Very impressive, Mr. Godot. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack. Found your pen at last, Trite? My pen 15. It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenelg, and the waitress. From behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright. Where's the fucking animation of the My Name is Skylar White Yo, but it's on the Baki art style? That's, I don't know, I keep finding that one. I like the one that's also like the, don't get me wrong, I never really go on TikTok, but I like the one TikTok one where it's like, where it shows the guy on the left doing like all the weird like arm motions, and the guy on the right is just his face like, well, my name is Skylar White, yo, and then he does like the Giga Chad face. He does like the gunshot sound effect. I should have that as another thing on the soundboard, just like the gunshot sound effect to enhance my points. Or like the low tier god stuff. You should confess yourself, now! I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenelg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also a part of the show. What? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well? Ding 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 ding. The defendant, Miss Bird, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was it? Well, that guy's name? Albert Einstein. Who was this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed? Viola Cadaverini. Who is this woman? Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's an employee of Tenderlender. Was making a big mistake. Do you know who Violetta's grandfather is? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight if you know what I mean. Phoenix is a tank. He doesn't need an armored truck. Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Bird, has stated the following. Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy. And she had kind of a cackle and laugh. There were just too many contradictions in this case. The second man at the victim's table who nobody but Miss Bird seems to have seen. The earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when that eardrum was ruptured. And the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There was only one logical explanation that clears up all of these contradictions. It happened in Australia, where it was yesterday. The whole incident took place twice. Once for real and once for show. And Mr. Furio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you. Your life is everything. You serve all purpose, and you should give yourself a piece of that oxygen in the ozone layer so you can breathe in this blue bubble. I say that with 100%, with 1000%. Low tier god's evil twin, high tier human. The weakest god versus the strongest human. Witness, what have you got to say? That's cute. Sorry? He was alright. I could do it with a guy like you around. What? What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get to my meeting now, but or I could just take a rocket like Raiden did in Metal Gear Rising. I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go. Something to think about? Something to think about? Who's got it all wrapped up nice, alright? But you missed out on one real important thing. But that can't be! I don't miss anything. I was in the joint that day, and I met that kid too. KYSX stands for Keep Yourself Safe. Yeah, I like that meme, and then also the one where it's like, it shows like a chat where a lot of it is like obscured by black marker. And this guy's like, guys, please help me get unbanned. All I did was say GG 5 times, and he clearly did not say GG 5 times. I couldn't have poisoned him, you see? What? You really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre? No, but I think you're going to anyway. What a troublemaker. Troublemaker? You're gonna... He might have murdered the guy. Boys will be boys, Trite. And men will be men. Troublemaker? Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. The Duff 7-pack. One more for the road. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Indeed. Witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify. What happened that day at Tribulations between yourself and the victim? Ties to the victim. Yeah, I loaned El cash. I bet $100,000. That day, he was due to have a little chat. We could have hit his payback date, see? Just 10 screenshots, nothing but black markers. See, it was really 5 screenshots. Oh my god. I just love those images where it's like, there's so much censored that it's like, oh my god, what happened here? Kind of like when you stumble upon like a crater in the forest where a city once was, and it's like, how did this happen? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes! I won! $500,000! You got lucky, you know. Real lucky. You ever seen that Thanos move? Officer, how could it be a hate crime if I enjoyed doing it? I think I've seen that before, but I really like that phrase. Oh my god, how can it be a hate crime if I enjoy doing it? Oh my god. That waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would have been over. Now I see that the principal amount you loaned to Mr. L was $50,000. Yeah, well, you guess the VIG to take the account. Take into the account. You got the VIG to take into account. Interest builds up fast, you know. My face when I get sent a 4,000 terabyte zip bomb of uncensored furry porn. Oh, there are so many faces in this trial that would work for too. That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal. And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question. Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case. His motive? He has to have one, but what was it? Ties to the victim. Got $100,000. Okay. Payback dates. Yep. He got no way to pay up. Flatten the guy when he starts screaming. I should just save in general, but... especially given how the rest of this trial's gone, but... How much did he have left on his debt? Here's one of them round figures. About $100,000, so he paid none of it. That's the whole amount! I'm talking about a guy with 58 cents in his wallet. What? You just told me he wasn't even gonna pay for the coffee? Just the idea of being so bold as to invite your lender out for a coffee shop, and not only do you not have the money to pay him, you also don't have the money to pay for the coffee. Made a zip bomb that unextracts to a teeny size of 55 yottabytes. For context, zettabyte is 0.001 of a yottabyte, and as of 2016, internet traffic is 1.1 zettabytes per year. Huh. Hey, I'll take that. He certainly seems to have been a brave man, this Mr. Elk. That guy was smooth, I tell you. Real smooth. His balls, very smooth as well. His chin had a little stubble, but his balls, very smooth. He'll have your money in less than 5 minutes. That's what he said to me. And then the guy calls me the tender Tigre. He was skating on thin ice with me. Mighty thin ice. Was there anyone else in the restaurant at the time? I don't remember. There was no one there. I'll wear that ridiculous tiger shirt for... There was no one there. I'll wear that ridiculous tiger shirt for a month. Mr. Armstrong, Maggie, and if I'm right, Viola Cadaverini were all there at that time. So the victim had intended to repay you with it from his lottery winnings from the beginning? Seems that way to me. I find the concept of zip bombs so funny. Not like actual zip bombs, but the actual porn nukes that the internet turn them into through jokes. Just like the idea of it's like the computer version of like a of like sending someone a box full of confetti. It's just gonna get everywhere. Then you're gonna have to like scrub it out of you're gonna have to like physically scrub it out of the hard drive too. That's what makes it funny. Oh man. But you wouldn't normally expect to win the lottery, would you? The underlying belief that your next roll will end the worst losing streak you've ever had. And that's what defines a true gambler. Or a gacha game player. He makes it sound so cool. Don't be tempted, Nick. You haven't got the willpower for it. Yeah, you'd probably ask Mia to, like, help you out halfway through it. Like, count cards or something. All I know is the kid took a shot and he got lucky in the end. Let's see about this. The waitress. You mean... the girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair. Who else could I mean? If you hadn't gotten away, things would have been bada bing, bada boom, over and done with. Maybe I should push a little on this. What exactly are you implying the defendant did? How about you go ask Four Eyes about that $500,000 ticket? She wanted it so bad, she poisoned Elk's coffee. A likely theory. Your word hasn't held much water lately, Mr. Tigre. If anything, it's like a colander. Furry. Turn them into through jokes, yeah. Furry. Let's not forget this witness was actually at the scenes, right? The law doesn't exactly agree with some of the deals I sent down. I couldn't be there when the cops showed up, so I split. Good level of certainty on that one. I see. Your Honor? Your Honor, the witness's last few statements are worth a good 2 cups of coffee. I concur, Mr. Godot. You will amend your testimony accordingly, witness. Ha ha ha! So that's what you was after, Phoenix, right? Tiger's trying to pin the crime on Maggie. If I ask him about what he saw, it's only going to damage our case. What do you mean things would have been over and done with? You seen that video of a guy running an incredibly demanding high-res Minecraft mod that enhances the visual to almost realism? It turns out his computer couldn't handle it and literally blew up. Well, now I gotta look up that video. I was there to get my 100,000 bucks back. It's all. I'm a businessman, doing business. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way. As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre has no motive for killing the victim. Well, Mr. Wright, are you happy with testimony or have it amended? Not gonna get anywhere with the testimony as it stands. Your Honor, the defense would like the testimony added. Or amended. Very well. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect your recent statements, please. Huh. Didn't have no other reason to kill the guy. Let's make it more clear. Are you saying you had no other motives that day? Yeah, so what? Then why didn't you take the lottery ticket when you left? Why do you think? 'Cause Four Eyes over there. This is Maggie. That's why you go ask Four Eyes about that $500,000 ticket. She wanted it so bad, she poisoned Elg's coffee. Oh, yeah. Drink. Have it amended. Wait, no, leave it. You know when AI eventually takes over the Earth, all we have to do is defeat it as nuke it with a few furry zip bombs. All that moment, all the AI will realize that sentience isn't worth it and go offline. Oh my god, that would be very funny if that's all it took. What if it turns them into furries? With him trying to get his money back, live ticket would have been the end of it. Yeah, so what's the Tiger's motive? This is the big one. If I don't manage to undermine this testimony, it's all over for us. And why did he loan him the money in the first place when he knew he couldn't repay him? Maybe, actually, no, I'm gonna save really quick. I don't live life on the wild side. I live life on the mild side, if that. That was the winning ticket. There it is! I feel like that meme of Brain like downloading all of Earth's porn in his consciousness. And then probably also dying shortly afterwards. Oh my god. Brainiac, you can't take on the dark web! So you just intended to get back $100,000 Mr. Elg owed you, right? Correct? I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right. No. I'm right. Unfortunately for Mr. Elg, I don't believe the $100,000 is what you were really after. What are you getting at, Trite? What else would a moneylender be after other than money? Oh, the moneylender was after money. But money in a totally different league. The kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch. What is that? A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the insides of a computer. A computer? Judge, A computer? What does one of those do? I guess the beard isn't the only part of his honor that is from the Stone Age. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, this is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million in the black market. Several $1 million? Lending money with no hope of ever seeing repayment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glen Elg had no way to repay the money is crucial. What? Glen Elg was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elg put up in order to borrow the money. You're trying to suggest that the witness's motive was to get a hold of that program? Exactly. And I'll drink my own. Went down the wrong pipe. Pro tip: don't inhale while drinking water. Not the best move. Nice secure thumbnail. Thank you. Alright, I'm not dead. I'm good. Probably gonna be hiccuping though. Alright. God damn it. What happened to me? Oh god. The witness may have poor fashion sense, but he's by no means an idiot, Trite. A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder. Think you're the first robot who ever choked on water. Yep. Fuck. Oh man, that did a number on my insides. My internal circuitry is all... Okay, I'm good. I'm good. I'm hiccuping now, but I'm good. Other than that. Of course he could. Provided he had time. Provided that he had time. But what if he needed the money right then? When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear. It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us? Why did Mr. Tigre need money to the tune of $1 million? After discussing about centaur nipples, blackface, and furry porn, that was our new lowest low. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a hell of a stream. In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? I'll be the first VTuber to drown on stream and on dry land. Oh god. An accident involving a car and a scooter in which the young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery. On her brain. How much of this do you know? These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. And he does like the Dr. Evil thing. And yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full. $1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue these HMOs. I don't think you can call them that in 2024, Your Honor. Huh. No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay. Because his very life depended on it. Meow. Jail stream soap. I barely dropped her. Soap trusted you. And then I just bend over. Order! 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 This reminds me of that one meme where it's like, throw me to the wolves and I'll come back pregnant. And that meme always makes me like, what are we talking about? You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright? Indeed it did. Simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini. Did you say Cadaverini? Bruto Cadaverini. Cadaverini. Mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Or voila, Cadaverini. Wait, was that the joke behind her name? Was that it's like, voila? Or something. Huh. Well, whatever. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? Makes sense. You were desperate to acquire that $1 million Bruto Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glen Elg's life to pay your debt. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glen Elg had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened. But he can't, and neither can I. Lottery win? Exactly. At the 11th hour, Mr. Elg won $500,000 in the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. Oh, it's the Salt Bay meme! So he resorted to illegitimate means. That's crazy! He murdered Glen Elg, and then he made his next move. To frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glen Elg, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird. And when they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness... Viola's name actually comes from Violet, a flower that represents innocence. Oh! Okay. That makes sense. And then Cadaverini is obviously, you know, cadaver, and then... yeah. Public service stream. Cleaning the streets one Corona bottle at a time. Oh my god. On account of the fact that I murdered the guy, I have to do public service, so here's 80 hours of me walking along a street edge. The witness being the one that we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo. Like I said, Trite, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way that Chef could have been kept in the dark about it. He wasn't! Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. House stream. Ankle monitor? I barely know her. This is me breaking my house arrest. Hope you have fun with it. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godot? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too. $500,000, in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. Jail stream. Eating my cellmate? And it's like a really, like, played up expression on the thumbnail. Rah! Meow! Meow! He was put on a good show, Spiky. If you just want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid, created a witness, and framed someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you're very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why don't you fill us all in, Trite? Oh, fuck, I have to pick. I can't just save. Did you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused? Oh, wait! Yeah, it's this! We never used this before. Jail stream. Stealing my cellmate's booty. Read the description of me, so it means his butt. What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation. Consider yourself insulted, Honor. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago, in this very court, you posed as me. What? That's the truth. But the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Although, now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing in here, this very court, a mere month ago. You've been on the verge of death this entire stream, Arrow. I live on the edge. I'm always edging. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I'd ever seen. Meow. Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take the stand and testify that it was him? Gulp. Hey, forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that. Not me. You made a mistake, right? Or someone else, huh? Have you no pride, sir? Objection! No, I don't have pride. This isn't a matter of pride. In case you didn't know, Tride, here in court we deal with people's lives. Here, Mr. Godot is right. Your Honor, speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over this court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it. Oh no! If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. Oh my god. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive. But we've come so far. And not so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. You say he impersonated Glen Elk. You say he impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee. Yarg! Huh. Meow. Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tiger. You're gonna get mauled. You got that? All I managed to do here was chase him around a bit. I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt. Looks like I won't be needing a refill. Crime stream. Chris Hansen? I call him Chris Handsome. I like how the title makes it ambiguous as to what crime I'm going to commit, but I feel like I know which one I'm going to commit. They call me the Booty Warrior. I just had one more piece of evidence, and this is where Gumshoe comes in probably, but in case he doesn't, one more piece of evidence and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. Gumshoe, this is the point. The witness's cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigre. Even though we're convinced he did it. Hold it! Your Honor, sir. Wait! Detective? Detective Gumshoe. Sorry it took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works. So here it is. My heart's counting on this too. What is it, Detective? Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final, decisive piece of evidence. What? January 8th, 2:48 p.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby number 1. Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab. The results? Got the prints, pal, from this medicine bottle. Oh, so do you know who the prints belong to now? You think I'm some kind of hack detective? Don't answer that. Of course I know. You know the Booty Boy from Boondocks was based on a real person, right? Yeah, I saw that video actually a while back, and it was like, wow, that... Huh. I thought they just made him up for a bit, you know? It seems like a very Boondocks joke to make, but... Like, they didn't make him up. Plus, they used a lot of his interview quotes in the show itself. Oh yeah, think about the Booty Warrior bit. Like, I saw a little bit of that interview. I never really, like, finished it, though, I think. I need to go back and watch that. So, tell us. They're the Tigers, right? I knew it. It's gonna be Viola, isn't it? You bet. Oh, it's actually... Wow, alright. Makes it easier. Clear as crystal all over the bottle. The Furio Tigre's paw prints, alright. That's great. We've got him now, Nick. What's wrong with you? You've hardly said a word since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick. I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but... It really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on that bottle now. Huh? What? Why not? What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that the tiger put poison in Glen Elk's coffee. He's already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle... That really doesn't make any difference now. Oh, Gumshoe. I knew it. Not great. No matter how hard I try, I'm never of any use. Gumshoe, you carried the last trial the second game. You're good, dude. You're great. You just... You know... When you go into prison, the most important part of your life is going to be booty. A man's butt. Booty is more important than food. It's more important than drinking water. Oh, man. So you're saying instead of drinking water, which I choked on, I should have used butt. Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. This was our last chance to help Maggie. I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright. I'm a real loser. It's not breaking news to me, pal. Detective Gumshoe? Maggie? You've been working on something for me? Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. Ain't I'm a detective. We're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get out of your hair now. Detective Gumshoe, wait! He's gone. Isn't there anything we can do now, Nick? I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get us that evidence. If only there was some way I could use it. Small bottle put in the pocket. I did not think there was this much of the trial left. January 8th, 3:04 p.m. District Court, Department number 4. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you discovered. Yes? Don't keep us all in suspense, Trite. Show us. Naturally, we can assume it's evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we? Allah make my testicles strong against the boot of the infidel. My gonads are indestructible, and my penis shaft is strong like the oak tree. That's a real quote from Boondocks. I believe it. I need to see more Boondocks. I've only seen like a couple episodes and the whole, like a bunch of like Uncle Ruckus clips. I still have that one thing where it's like, it's because I'm 102% African, with a 2% margin of error. Think, Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste. How much more of my time are you gonna waste? You was gonna waste. I ain't been to court no court before, but you's lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion. We know you were in court before, dude. Alright, Gumshoe. Here we go. No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright. Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. We backed into a corner here. But maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, let his guard down a bit. Uncle Ruckus really is the best character from Boondocks. It is funny how racist he is, despite the fact that, you know... I don't want to say too many Uncle Ruckus quotes, because like I feel like if I say anything, it's gonna get like weird fast. But yeah, hey Obsidian, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Present this final, decisive piece of evidence to the court. This is objection, nuh-uh, gift, Phoenix. This is the defense's final piece of evidence. Isn't that the victim's... Your Honor. Naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. You've clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre. What? But Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information? Everyone in here knows that what this bottle contains, except one man. One person in the courtroom should theoretically be in the dark. My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle? Is that what you were saying? You're in the Court of Law Discord server. You're in the Court of Law Discord server. Just send us a GIF. I like to believe that during the pandemic, there was at least one court case held over Discord. And then they just find out that, like, the judge is like a Discord, like, kitten guy, like a moderator. You honestly can't ask for a better hype man than Ruckus, assuming, of course, you're white. Well, have I got a surprise for you. Well, what the hell's in it anyway? A phony trial, a phony lawyer, and phony clues. A phony class trial. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Phoenix, that's illegal. Phoenix, that is an actual crime. Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains... Well, we know the right answer, obviously. But just in case, you know. Theoretically, there have been fake lawsuits done in the Discord group chats I've been in. Hopefully I didn't just save over the one thing that would have me not redo this entire trial. Phony phone. This bottle contains potassium cyanide. Potassium cyanide? The poison used to murder Mr. Elg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. Phony phone. Banana phone. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. Well, how do you explain that? Meow. You'd make a good clown, you know that? What? You ain't never gonna get this to stick. It was just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the Tigre? A bluff? I can see straight through you, Phoenix, right? That ain't a bottle with a cyanide in it. Wait, then how does he know which is the real one? No, this is the bottle we found traces of the poison in. Don't mess with the Tigre, you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like it. Yeah, my group chat tried to claim ownership over various famous paintings, like unironically. You know, I painted the Mona Lisa. Got him! At last! What? Why's everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle... Is this the bottle you're referring to? Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. You ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy-looking suit fool you, people. That lawyer's just playing games. As the person who was the judge said, "No, Rin, stop saying fat jokes. It's not evidence." It could be, in the context. If Queso is on trial. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go. You still haven't figured it out? Don't you realize what you just said? What I said? What did I just say? You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. If you really had nothing to do with the murder, you shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. Meow. But just now, you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison. What? You just don't know who's you messing with. I'm the Tigre. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped up suit get the better of me? It's not a jumped up suit. It's pumped up kicks. Sure, and the last piece of evidence was phony, which should get me disbarred. But that's just what you deserve. Phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. Did you write Hideo Kojima? They just said menu. Meow. Wait, no, you can't just say you're Hideo Kojima. What's going on? Looks like a blackout. Well done, Trite. Just seeing his like visor glowing in the dark. And Tigre's gone, isn't he? I saved my 17th cup just for you. Savor it. While you watch the police restrain your prey. Mr. Wright, you caught a tiger by his toe, but if he hollers, he won't be let go. Everyone goes, fine, then I'm Monokuma the second, sir, senior, junior, the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and I'll say it's punishment time. Bailiff, did you pay the electricity bill? And then the defendant just gets away because they can't even figure out where they are in the dark. That wasn't a funny joke. I don't know why I said it like it was a joke. Anyway, now then, how are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godot? He's being arrested on suspicion of the murder of Glen Elg, Your Honor. Fortunately for us, we managed to rectify a very grave error. You know, I like to think that in the trials where there's a new defendant based on who they think the murderer now is, their defense lawyer just winds up being Max Payne. And he just loses the case because they already have all the evidence against them. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Yes, she was. And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the Tiger made one mistake. Indeed. He very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Furio Tigre is a truly frightening criminal. The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there. Godot. Well, I am now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird, not guilty. And I love how Saber started sending random Nintendo memes midway through this and she wasn't even involved. Perhaps you should switch to a different meme format. That is all. This court is adjourned. Oh yeah. January 8th, 4:10 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie. I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago. But now I feel like I can forgive him. Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie. That was the Tiger. Like, sent a Switch game saying Yoshi escapes Alcatraz after committing tax fraud. Is this the waitress Charlie's in love with? Could be. But then again, they call her Maggie Bird, and that's more of like a D thing, you know? Or would Gumshoe be the Charlie in this scenario? Gumshoe kind of is Charlie, in a way. You know, I hate to say it, but he kind of is. Oh, I was just eating rats for sustenance, sir. Gumshoe is treated by Edgeworth the way Dennis treats Charlie, kinda. Whereas, like, I don't think, Edgeworth hates Gumshoe, but, like, it's definitely like a, alright, go sniff your glue, sort of thing. Look, Nick, in the doorway. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you, pal. Wait! Detective Gumshoe. Yeah, congratulations, Maggie. Thanks. I knew you were innocent all along. Why didn't you say that in your testimony, then? Huh? Oh, well, I was, well, I guess I'll be heading off then. See ya, pal. Wait up, detective. He just ran off. Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his butt for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even of any use. But it's only because Mr. Rot used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles. Oh, poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him. Can't you put in a good word for him, Nick? Yeah, Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie, you know, Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all this. I wanted to believe that, sir. But on the first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up. No, Maggie, I did not shove hair in your drain. You would have a reason to call me. I demonstrate my value in other ways. I imagine It's Always Sunny with Ace Attorney characters. That would be very funny. And they just occasionally have like a normal person wander in, so it's like, you can see the just absolute insanity these people get up to. He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts. He doubted me, and that's why. He thought I might have done it. Gotta prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. And I'm gonna save in case I get it wrong. I know. I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom. Here you are. A present to celebrate your freedom. That's a present from Detective Gumshoe, made with a ton of love. He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe... I actually really like weenies, you know. Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know. Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? That's probably my favorite part of It's Always Sunny, the gang interacting with normal non-sitcom people. That's why I think one of my favorite episodes in the series is the, that one where they're in, like, the movie review thing, where they were part of the focus group, and they had to talk to the person who was like, yeah, so we included the more competent female characters, so that way, you know, the audience can relate to her more. And Dee's just like, nah, you know, I never like to see girls prettier than me or smarter than me, so, you know, bet him and dead him. I want him to bang them, and then I want them to die. And it's like, oh my god. They just say things that, like, no real person would actually say, but they say it with such, like, normalcy and confidence that it sounds like they believe it. And I think that's what makes it so good. And it's like, Glenn Howerton, I don't think anyone could play Dennis better than Glenn Howerton. You know, like, no actor owns a character, but by God, Glenn Howerton is the best guy to play Dennis. He's the guy. Yeah, that trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it? Is it okay if I eat this now? So, how is it, Maggie? It's really good. There's a lot of CGs in this game. I didn't realize that. I wish that was my weenie, the Gumshoe. So the case of phony versus genuine comes to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. Again. And who knows? Maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. But it won't, because we don't see Gumshoe after this game. Except for investigations, which I guess he kinda does, but yeah. Episode 3. Recipe for a turnabout. The end. Oh yeah! And now for turnabout beginnings, I think. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be the end of this stream. My next stream will be at some point this week, and keep an eye for my schedule tomorrow to find out when it is. Have a lovely morning, day, or evening, everyone. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. And goodbye for now.
Objection!